All right, here we are. It's a new module. We have a new background, new clothes, all right? And now this time we're gonna actually be moving. This lesson here is about warming up, okay? So warming up is obviously it's important. It's overlooked. A lot of people don't like doing it, but it's very important. And there are certain ways to do it right. And if you do it wrong, you can end up injured. At the very least, you can learn some poor technique behaviors and just not get good results. Right? So it's important how we warm up. Many times people want to stretch to warm up, and they think that's a warm up. But stretch is dangerous when your muscles aren't warmed up yet. Okay, and so when you stretch a cold muscle, what it does is that it wants to contract to protect itself, because you're actually more likely to damage your muscle when it's cold. So it'll protect itself and tighten up after you stretch it to protect itself, and that is the opposite of what you want. You want the muscle to get warm, and then you want to lengthen it. Okay, so mainly warm up is to create internal heat in the body and to slowly lengthen those muscles, but again, slowly and gently lengthening the muscles. All right, now when we warm up again, it's going to be total body. It's going to be a lot of twisting. It's going to be a lot of core involvement, but the intensity is really low. Right? And then also when you warm up, you're also thinking about warming up your brain as well. Right? So when you challenge your brain with activities that challenge your coordination, you're actually warming yourself up to learn more, to be more alert, to be more aware. So how do we warm up? I have a specific warm-up. You guys can follow however you like to warm up, as long as it's a gradual increase in bodily motion. Now, if you want to know how I warm up, there are specific ways to do this. Okay. So my first warm-up activity is to do my twist here, and I'm going to loosen my arms because again, I don't want to be very intense, and I want to swing those arms around. And if you notice, my core is twisting. And that's the main thing we're going to be doing, is moving our core and warming it up. Now you also notice my knees and my feet twisting as well. And this is to get myself and my body in the practice of twisting and throwing for my punches. Now the next thing that I'll do is hip circles. Okay, so first hip circles together so we can train the outside of the hips. You'll see what I'm talking about when we do this. Here, hip circles. You can do 5 each. 5 in one direction, 5 in the opposite. And now we spread our legs, right? And now when we stretch, we're going to be stretching, slightly warming up the inside of the legs. And again, we want this to be calm. We want this to be gradual. I'm not pushing myself. Kind of cold right now, but feel the edge and approach the edge here. Notice I'm circling more my head than my hips, but my hips are doing some circling, right? So now I feel this in my groin, and you don't want to feel it too much again. All right, now next exercise here, I'm going to touch the ground with my left hand, and I'm going to lift my left leg. Now I touch the ground with my right hand, lift my right leg. Now we're warming up our back muscles and still involving the entire body. But nice and gentle. My hamstrings are getting woken up. My back is getting woken up. All right, 5 each on that one. Next one here, we're going to spread our feet a little bit, a little wider than shoulder length. And now when we squat, we don't want our knees to go in, and we don't want our knees to go out too much. Just keep them straight forward, right over the toes. Now, here, I put my hand over my head here to warm up the shoulder and warm up the back complex, okay? And then I go down and I touch the ground in front of my toes. Here. Now, this movement program, this warm-up here, is also designed to help you recognize imbalances and tightnesses, okay? So if you're having trouble performing a certain move, doing the warm-up, you can probably guess that you'll have a little trouble in the workout, okay? So if your back hurts when you do this, that's something to bring awareness to it. maybe spend more time warming it up, maybe go to the doctor and get it checked out, go to a chiropractor or a physical therapist. At the very least, kind of get the foam roller on it to loosen that up. Okay? And now we start moving down to the ground. Come down for planks. And again, if you're having trouble supporting your own body weight and doing this exercise, then some of the movements we do in this program might be a little problematic. Doesn't mean you don't need to do it or that you shouldn't do it. It just means that, here, bring the elbow to the knee. It just means that we need to be careful about it and that we need to approach that movement with caution. So that one was there where belly is facing down. Notice how I'm twisting. And on this one here, I'm bringing the opposite leg to the opposite knee here. Now you can imagine how my core is activated when I'm standing like this. And those are the muscles we need to get ready because those are the muscles you use in mixed martial arts. Now the last warm-up move here is I'm going to pull in my right leg, put my left hand back, and now I'm going to lift my hips up as high as I can as I bring my foot to my hand. Switch to the other side, lift, foot to the hand. Here, hips up, now my belly is facing the ground. Here. All right, that's my special warm-up. That is a warm-up that's specially designed to help you with martial arts and the movements you'll produce, especially on the ground, but then also on your feet. Those are natural movements. It's the way your body is meant to be activated. And now I'm warm. Now my muscles are ready to be even more lengthened. Other warm-up options, if you want, you can do jump rope. You can do really low-level jogging. But even though sometimes I need more warm-up to get ready to jog, because I have a couple injuries and some tightnesses from the day before that I need to address. So if you're really not feeling like moving and this warm-up seems like it might be a little bit intense before you get going, then I suggest getting a foam roller. All right, I'll have a foam roller, link to a couple of foam rollers in the workbook for this module, and you can get one of your own, and that's a great warm-up as well. And there will be a video later in the course on how to use the foam roller. Right? The foam roller is a huge, great tool for warm-up, cool down, or any time to help keep the muscles nice and flexible. All right. So again, remember, when you do the warm-up, start slow, gradually amp your way up, and then if you feel anything that's holding you back or making the movement uncomfortable, then you need to warm that up more. You need to possibly get that looked at, and at the very least probably get a foam roller or some sort of massage to release that muscle. Thank you and have a good day.